ball. And we knew at least one undefeated team would pick up its first loss of the season this evening in our game of the week. 4-0 Round Rock took on 5-0 Vandergrift. And you know how they say blood is thicker than water? Not tonight, not in this game. Round Rock head coach Jeff Cheatham would lead his team against his son, Barton, who is an assistant at Vandergrift. In other words, this was a main course of district showdown with a side order of family rivalry.
Me and my dad are very close this week. We may not talk as much.
It's that kind of deal where you love your brother, and it's kind of, I love my son, but we like winning.
I know both of them, and I guarantee both of them are very competitive, and I don't even know if this week they're family, because they are both locked in to doing what they need to do to win.
We both love the game. We're very competitive, and just really excited to have a great matchup.
For him to be part of one of the best fraternities there is being a Texas high school football coach, is a huge honor for me as a dad.
Yeah, that's a big honor, but beating your son's team, well, I bet that would be an even bigger one. Coach Jeff Cheatham and the Dragons were the first ones to find the end zone this evening. Israel Morgan's 1-yard touchdown run gave them an early lead. Now, Round Rock averages about 52 points per game, but it was the Vandergrift offense that kicked it into high gear. First, Drew Dawson found Brady Middleton. Then came what looks like a Play of the Week nominee. Dawson to Bowen Lewis. Bowen hit the sideline. Oh, and then delivered the juke move that took out not one, but two defenders. This was a one-score game at the half. Vandergrift gets the victory. Final score 32-25. Up at Eastview, the Patriots are off to one of their best starts in team history. They entered the evening 4-0 and ready to play against Brenham. Isaiah Quentin Jackson with the nice run there, but that nice run did not lead to points. While Eastview's run game was pretty traditional, Brenham relied on misdirection in the red zone. That touchdown gave Brenham a 6-point lead at the break. Final score, well, Brenham squeaks out a close one in this, 35-30. To the scoreboard, and how about the Battle of Bastrop County? Cedar Creek beat their rivals for the very first time. Final score in that one, 17-7. Vista Ridge got a big win tonight, 64-20, the final score in there. To 25-6A, and Lake Travis avoided the trap game. They took care of business against Lehman. They get the 59-7 win and will play Westlake next week. Weiss pitched a shutout against Glenn. Final score there, 42-zip. Up north, Georgetown and Hutto have given us some instant classics over the years. 2 years ago, it was a 2-point Hippos win. The year before that, the Eagles won by 2 in overtime. We didn't know what this game would give us this year, but we were pretty sure it'd be good. And it wasn't just a good game. It was a good game with some really weird plays. First quarter, the Hutto ball carrier fumbles the ball, and there must have been some baby oil, some butter, something slippery on that ball because no one could grab it until the Eagles hopped on it in the end zone. Georgetown didn't make anything happen on that drive, and Hutto made them pay moments later. This is Dejon Harrison, and that is a 46-yard touchdown. It was his third touchdown in the first half. That's definitely good news for the Hippos. This one wasn't as close as the other recent showdowns. Hutto gets the win, 34-18. Staying at 5A, LBJ trying to keep a strong season strong, while Reagan entered the night searching for their very first win. It wouldn't come against the Jags. Sean Fresh Jr. ran the go route right at our camera. He got in for 6. The story in this one, simple. Too big, too strong, too fast. LBJ comes away with their second straight blowout win. This one is still in the fourth quarter. Oh, but the score, as you can tell, is a blowout, 49-zip at the moment. Let's go back to the scoreboard, but stay in District 12-5A. Seguin up big tonight on Crockett. The Cougars get the Cougars fall in that one, 50-0. And Dripping Springs picked up its third win in a row. They topped McCallum 43-21. More scores rolling in as we speak. Cedar Park hasn't lost since the opening week of the season. Well, they moved to 5-1 now. Nice win streak under their belts. They win 52-7 over Connolly. And Travis blanking Navarro right now, 43-zip, the final score in that one. Guys, we have updated you on 12 games so far, but as you can see, we have plenty more action left to show you. Highlights, scores, and of course our Band of the Week are all coming up straight ahead. Welcome back to Friday Football Fever. Tonight, we saw a showdown between two teams that had some similarities, Anderson and Bowie. Both teams took one-game losing streaks into this matchup, and within the past 3 weeks, both teams had beaten Del Valle and lost to Hayes. This game tonight would separate these two squads with similar resumes. Here's something we didn't see on those resumes until now. Great special teams play. Anderson sophomore Colin Page took the kickoff all the way back to the house. Now, typically, these take 3 things: blocking, vision, and a whole lot of speed. Once the Bowie offense got on the field, they went to work. Andreas Infante is one of those running backs that defenders hate to tackle. They didn't have to tackle him there. He scored. It was a 3-point Trojans lead until big Jaden York worked his way into the end zone. That kid's about 6'4" and has moves. Yeah, he's hard to tackle. He led the Bulldogs to a victory. Final score: Bowie 22, Anderson 21. Let's keep the highlights rolling. Troy led 21-6 against Jarrell with 2 minutes left in the half. When Troy's Ben Presley got the ball to Sam Jones, Jones worked his way all the way to the 10. Moments later, Presley tried to make something else happen, but was sacked by Jarrell's Ian Nietzsche. Jarrell trailed by 15 at the break. They fall by a little more than that. Final score: Troy wins this one, 49-13. One more score from that district, and it's not a good one for the guys from Maynard New Tech. Undefeated Rockdale wins this 80-6. Ouch. 2 final scores for you here. Lago Vista beats Academy 41-20, and Cameron Yo is back to winning. The Yeomen picked up a 44-7 win tonight over St. John's from just outside of Houston. Even more scores coming your way. Florence up on Chilton 42-34 in the 4th, and Lexington falls to Shiner. Final on that one, 63-21. Out east, Elgin hosted Marble Falls, and both of these teams could really use a win. The Wildcats entered this one 1-3, and the Mustangs were still in search of their first win of 2019. Would they get it tonight? Let's go ahead and show you. We picked things up when it was 7-6 Elgin, and the Wildcats showed us that they didn't want their team to be the first ones to fall to the Mustangs. Peter McFarland was Peter McFlyin on this 46-yard score. That put Elgin up by a touchdown. This next McFarland play put him up by even more. He averages about 140 yards per game, and I think you can see why. The Wildcats earned their second win of the season tonight. Final score, 31-12. Back to the scoreboard, we have some 2A action and some private school scores. First in 2A, it looks like Hearn will get that win over Thrall. Hearn leads that one 42-25 in the 4th. And St. Michael's hung tough with San Antonio Christian, but they currently trail in the 4th. That score 24-13. More private school scores for you. Hyde Park was blanked tonight, 52-zip. The final against Liberty Christian. And Regents proves once again that they are for real this season. The Knights take down Holy Cross 42-6. Keeping those private school scores coming, Brentwood Christian looks like they're in store for a win. They're up on Yorktown 35-7 in the 4th. And San Marcos Academy won a close one. The Bears are now 5-1 on the season following tonight's 27-21 win. Now, as you guys know, Friday nights are not just about the players on the field. They're also about the cheerleaders, the trainers, the people in the stands, and of course, the bands. Every week this season, we're going to showcase one local group as our Friday Football Fever Band of the Week. This week, that honor goes to the band from Bastrop. The Bears played one of my favorite marching band modern classics. It took me back to my high school football days, and if you're going to do that, well, you're going to earn yourself a Band of the Week award. Let's take a listen. Welcome back to Friday Football Fever. It is now time for me to bring in my friend Jake Garcia to the show. And Jake, you got to see how our game of the week between Round Rock and Vandergrift actually impacted more than just those two teams.
Yeah, it caused a ripple effect, and I was on the 6A District 13 beat tonight to watch it all unfold. Vandergrift, Round Rock, the game that grabbed all the headlines, but someone had to suffer their first loss of the season, and that opened the door for Stony Point to make a jump in the standings. The Tigers riding high after beating Cedar Ridge for the first time in school history last week. Hendrickson, though, has had some ownage. The Hawks have won 3 of 4 against these guys. The second quarter, Stony Point on the move. This after a holding penalty wiped away a touchdown, and it sets up redemption 2 plays later. Kyle Overton stepping up, taking a hit, but delivering a dart to Andre Woods. That tied the game at 14 heading into the half, and despite trailing deep in the second half, Stony Point escapes 24-21 over Hendrickson. The Tigers stay perfect, and with it, move into second place. Staying in the district, something had to give with McNeil and Westwood, both having lost 2 straight coming into this one. The opening kick, Jeff Jones, looking more like my 9-iron. Just luscious from Wes Bevins, little backspin on it too. The Warriors pounce on it, leads to a field goal. Now, one thing you should know about Westwood games, every single one of them is close, tense, dramatic. McNeil quarterback Luke Hutchinson on the next drive, and this just a textbook example of coming back to the football. Blake Hankey gives us the education and the touchdown. Mavericks take a 7-3 lead in the first. Later on in the quarter, Mavs on the move again, looking like they'll add to that lead, and Hutchinson busting free. But check it out, football on the ground, Westwood all over it. This game was bonkers late, back and forth, back and forth. The Warriors in the end, 38-34. Only one Westwood game this season has been decided by more than 7 points.
Wow.
Same sport, different night. Thursday scores on your screen now. Pflugerville all over Rouse at the field to end their 3-game fall. 6A, where Hayes stays unbeaten. Big win over Aikens. The Rebels jump into a tie with Westlake, each just a half game back of Lake Travis in District 25. Private school action now. Prince of Peace wins its 4th straight after starting the season 0-2. The Eagles top Texas School for the Deaf 28-20. More on the Rangers in just a sec. First 1A 6-man against private school 6-man. Just a barn burner that sees Round Rock Christian Academy clip Buckholt 42-40. Win number 1 of the year for Round Rock Christian.
Thanks, Jake. And you know, as much as I love the highlights, the scores, and the stats and the action on the field, my favorite part about sports are the lessons that sports can teach and the interesting people who make up each and every team. You recently got to chat with some local kids and adults who have brought innovation to a local football field.
Yeah, these guys are awesome. You saw them here a few weeks ago after they were awarded a $10,000 grant to spend on smart helmets, other equipment. This weekend, you'll get to know them a little bit better. At Texas School for the Deaf, football is played with a few subtle twists. Most teams communicate with signs. They communicate with sign language. Some teams innovate by drumming up new play designs. Well, these guys innovate by running plays with an actual drum. Everything else, it's pretty much the same. They bond, they compete, they grow. And this weekend, through an interpreter, you'll get to hear from coaches and players. Now, what they express on the football field is powerful. I can't wait to show you.
And you're going to show that to us on Sunday? Is
That's
that right?
correct. Yep, Sunday.
Okay. I know that we're all looking forward to seeing that full story. And guys, speaking of local people with great stories, it's time for us to share the story of another amazing mom. Every week this season, we're honoring a local parent with our Mom of the Week award. This is a way of us helping teenagers in our area say thanks to their biggest fans. This time, our Mom of the Week award made the trip up to Pflugerville High School, where we got to surprise our first band mom of the season.
We wanted to make sure that you were appreciated for all of your hard work. So here. Wow. I love you, and I thank you for all of this.
Cheryl Roman has been part of the Booster Club for 5 years at Pflugerville High School. She helps provide meals for the students, helps raise money for the band, and is always dedicating her time and effort to these kids. When we asked her what it means to have the Pflugerville band recognize those efforts, her response was an emotional one.
Well, that's a pretty big feeling. I'm just their band mom, you know? These kids mean everything to me. I would do anything for them to give them an opportunity to shine and to show what they can do. I I would do anything for these kids. I'd give them my food, I'd give them my shoes, I'd give them my shirt, and I have on many occasions. I would do anything for these kids. I just love them.
No, you can trust her. If you know someone who you think is deserving of our Mom of the Week award, she could be a football mom, a band mom, a cheerleading mom. Let me know about her on Facebook or Twitter at Jeff Jones Sports, or you could always reach out via email by sending a note to jjones@kvue.com. And if you know a student who gets it done on the field or court and in the classroom, he or she could be a great candidate for our Scholar Athlete of the Month award. Our friends at Lorenz & Lorenz are helping us recognize some amazing student athletes with this award and with a $1,000 college scholarship. If you'd like to nominate an exceptional student athlete, you can do so at kvu.com/Scholar Athlete of the Month. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Friday Football Fever. Each and every week, we see hundreds of plays on high school football fields, and it's our job to narrow down those plays to our three favorite and present them to you as our Big Save of the Week nominees. We have three great ones tonight. Let's go ahead and roll them. We begin with Bowen Lewis from Vandergrift. He takes the swing pass, turns on the Jets, and at one point shows off a juke move that I can only refer to as video game-esque. Bowen is the kind of guys who quarterbacks love. Just toss it to him short and watch him get you a bunch of stats. Good job, young man.
Here we go with play number 2. From number 2, McNeil's Luke Hutchinson lofts it up, and the trusted Blake Hankey. Just incredible. Of course, our video editors, they're working overtime tonight. The defender thinks he's about to come away with the pick. Instead, psych! Hankey off to the races. He gets the touchdown, the top play. And you know the best part about it, Jeff? The Selly through the legs, slamming at home.
Selly, was there a cell phone in there? Or?
Celebration.
Celebration. Okay. And last up is Anderson High School's Colin Page. This guy is only a sophomore, but he's got some amazing vision. Colin fielded the kickoff, saw the opening on the left side of the field, and sprinted through there without hesitation. That is a 100-yard kickoff return that put the Trojans on the board early and gave them some momentum with a big-time special teams play. Now that you guys have seen all the nominees, it's time for you to let us know which play is your favorite. You do that by going to my Twitter page at Jeff Jones Sports. There, you'll see the poll that I recently created with those 3 plays. You vote, we'll add them all up and reveal the winner Tuesday during the 6 p.m. show. And for 3 of you out there, it's time for you to win this Friday Football Fever t-shirt. I'm going to tell you how to win it, but first, Jake, you're already on set. Let's go ahead and get a selfie together with this t-shirt. I think that one works. Guys, we're going to post that on my social media pages at Jeff Jung Sports on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And then I'm going to randomly select someone who has commented on that picture and who is following me. I'll reach out to you, and I'll let you know how to pick up your free t-shirt. I'd also like to say congrats to last week's winners, Taylor, Kathy, and Alex. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back. And even though it's Friday night, all of our focus isn't just on high school football. We're also keeping an eye on the Longhorns. You guys probably noticed that my friend Emily Giangreco was not at our high school game of the week this week. That's because she made the trip out east to West Virginia. Emily joins us now live from Morgantown, and she's not the only one who made the trip from Austin to West Virginia for tomorrow's Longhorns game. Hey, Emily.
Hey, Jeff. Yeah, I do want to say I heard you guys were taking selfies. Make sure you crop me in those selfies. I might not be there at Game of the Week, but I'm still there in spirit. But yeah, I am here in Morgantown. There are a few Longhorn fans that we ran into, not only on the plane, but out tailgating by the Coliseum. We've moved to High Street. This is one of the main streets in Morgantown. But like I was talking about, the Longhorn fans that did travel, they said that it's because they actually made some friends when West Virginia came over to Austin, Texas. So here's what they had to say when we had a chance to talk with them.
We became great friends, and so every time the West Virginia game, we look forward to it. So this is my second time to be here, but this is the first time we brought our RVs. There's 3 of us that tailgate at UT for every home game, and all 3 of us came up together.
All right, so remember, you can only watch the game on KVUE. Kickoff is set for 2:30. Texas facing off West Virginia here in Morgantown. We're going to have all your live coverage, but for now, Emily Giangreco in Morgantown. Let's send it back to you, Jeff.
Thank you so much, Emily. And I know you just said it, but I'm going to say it again in case anybody missed it. You can only catch that Longhorns game right here on KVUE. So I know we'll be seeing you all day long tomorrow. Well, guys, that's all the time we have for Friday Football Fever this week. For Emily, Jake, and our awesome photographers, Brian, Scott, Tom, and Hank, I'm Jeff Jones. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to tune in to tomorrow morning's Friday Football Fever replay. And, of course, we'll see you tomorrow evening with even more local sports news.